If you are picking up the phone in any capacity and hoping to enroll people into your programs, then this is a video that you absolutely need. Right now, you're most likely speaking to way more people than are actually closing. I'm gonna take you through the 6 steps of a high converting sales call so you hit on all the right points to lead someone to the sale. Firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your business on the internet. And in today's video, like I said, we're going to talk about how to close more sales and more customers and clients on your enrollment calls and your sales calls. If you are selling courses right now, if you have a coaching, it doesn't matter if you're selling, it doesn't matter. So whether you're selling courses or coaching or any kind of service, if you are picking up the phone in any capacity and hoping to enroll people into your programs, then this is a video that you absolutely need, because right now you're most likely speaking to way more people than are actually closing. You're having people get off the phone that you think are a good fit for your program and they're not pulling the trigger. You're losing sales, you're losing revenue. So I'm going to share with you exactly how to combat this. I'm going to take you through the 6 steps of a high converting sales call so you hit on all the right points to lead someone to the sale. So the first thing I want to touch on is what needs to happen before you even get someone on the phone with you. I've actually done a whole separate video on this topic. I'll link to it up here and in our description box, where I'm breaking down the gatekeepers that need to be in place before you speak to someone. You know, you got Mr. Prospect over here, and then you've got them attempting to get on the phone with you over here. And so many people will just accept any call, any referral, any recommendation that they can get from any place. So a friend of yours recommends a buddy of theirs, you jump straight on the phone. You meet someone at a conference or an event, they say, hey, let's hop on the phone, you say sure, right? Or someone comments on a post that you made in a Facebook group and you're so desperate to speak to people that you just offer a phone call straight away, and you're wasting a ton of time. So the first part of this, and actually what makes the phone script that I'm about to share with you in just a moment so effective, is because we're only speaking to people that are already a good fit for our program. And all of that happens in the video that I already shared with you. But essentially there's a few gatekeepers. And they've got to achieve a few things, right? They've first got to watch some material from you to make sure they even understand what you're about, that they resonate with your story, they resonate with what you do. The people that don't like that video or that piece of content, well, they'll leave and they won't book a call, and you've saved that time. If they do book a call, they have to fill out an application form here. If they don't fill out the application form, or the application form doesn't seem very good and the answers that they've given are just not a very good match for your program, then you cancel the application, and so on and so forth. There's a few things that need to happen before you actually get on the phone. And if you do this effectively and you follow the plan that I lay out in that other video, then you're pretty much only speaking to people that are already, 2/3 the way there to wanting to become a customer or a client. So with that context set, let's talk about the 6 things that you need to accomplish on the phone to close people into your programs. So the first part of the sales call is the intro and the frame. Okay? So this is actually a very, very short part of the phone call, but the way that you start that enrollment call is really, really important, because you're sometimes going to speak to people that are quite the talker. They are, wanting to share with you their life story. They're going to want to take control of the phone call. And all these things actually de-authoritize you and will actually lead you down a path to where you're not going to enroll them because you don't have any confidence or authority on that call. So you've got to intro in such a way where you make a couple of minutes of small talk, but not much longer than that, and you just get straight down into framing the call and sharing with them how the call is going to work, why you're here on the call right now, and how it is you intend to help. And so that they can sit back and feel like, okay, I'm being led on this phone call, this feels good. And even if it doesn't feel good to them and they would rather be taking the lead, you've established your authority on the call, you framed it, of course, in a nice way. It's very conversational, but you have to frame it correctly so that they understand you're leading the call and you're going to be able to take them through this framework. And it's actually going to be the best for both of you if you do that. The second part, and I better check I can spell this, man. Detective. DETECVZIVESLP. Detective. Okay? The detective is where you need to go and figure out where they're actually at. What do they need? What you don't want to do on a sales call or an enrollment call or just any chat with someone who's interested in your products or your services is just assume you know what they need, or have your default way of sharing your business and your product and you describe it in the same way to everyone. What you need to do on the second part of the call, and it's a big chunk of the call, is ask them lots of questions. Pre-prepare the questions you want to ask them to find out where they're at, where they're stuck, why they feel stuck, what have they tried before that hasn't worked, where are they hoping to be in the next 90 days? Like, you're going to ask them all these questions and let them talk to you. In fact, for most of this section here, you just need to shut up and just keep asking questions and then listen to their response so you can learn about them. Take a bunch of notes, and now you've got everything you need to know about them and where they're at to actually determine if they're a good fit for your program or not. The third part is wrap it up. Okay, now you'll have to excuse my awful handwriting. Wrap it up is where you're going to take everything you've learned in the detective and you're going to recite it back to them at the end. So once you feel like you've got everything that you needed to know about them, you're going to say, okay, listen, here's what I'm getting from our conversation so far. You're feeling like this, you're stuck here, you've tried this, that hasn't worked, and we really need to get you to a place where you're achieving this in the next 90 days. And they're going to say, yes, that makes it like that. So people want to feel understood. So by wrapping up everything they just told you and reciting it back to them, you've left them at a place where they feel understood. And that's a very, very good thing. The fourth step is the roadmap. The roadmap is where you're now going to share with them what it is that you have, what it is that you do, and sharing with them the journey that you're going to take them on in that training program or coaching program to achieve everything that you've just wrapped up and everything that they've told you in the detective. So you need to get used to every time you describe your programs, you describe it slightly differently based on what it is that they need, and you share a custom roadmap for them. We're not telling porkies, we're not sharing something about our program that's not true, but you've all got, if you wanted to share everything that's in your program, you could talk for hours. We don't have that luxury. We need to share in about 5 or 10 minutes what it is that we're going to be doing. And so of course we need to take the elements of our program that connect the best with that particular prospect and lay out that roadmap. And that's going to make them feel, again, really understood, but also very excited because you're basically selling them exactly what it is that they've just told you they need. The next step is the close, okay? This is where you're actually going to offer your program to them. And here's the kicker, you're only going to offer it to them if they're actually a good fit. So everything you've just shared with them, or rather everything you found out about them, you've wrapped it up, you've shared the roadmap, you need to gauge their excitement. You need to gauge where they're at right now. And unless they're a 10 out of 10 excited, then you're not going to make the offer. Or if there's something that you've heard up here that doesn't sit right with you or sit well or doesn't sound like a good fit, you're never going to get to this point. You're never going to offer. And that's really important. And not enough people do this. If you speak to a member of my team about, our coaching programs or anything like that, you're not going to be offered my coaching by default. We are genuinely wanting to find out about where you're at and see if our coaching is the right plan to get you where you want to go. And if it's not, or if we hear something about you that sounds a bit off, or we think that you'd be disruptive in the group, or you're not ready to implement, or you're in the wrong business for us, then we're not even going to offer to you. So it's really important that you do that. You've got to only offer to people that that you actually feel are a good fit. And the final piece is handling objections. Okay, and this can just go on for as long or as short as is needed. People are going to have fear, they're going to be worried, they're going to be concerned, and they're going to have some objections. So even if all of this sounds perfect, hopefully with doing all of this, you eliminate a whole bunch of potential objections, but it's most likely still going to be some there. And so you just need to work those through with the prospect, handle those objections, and hopefully lead them to the close. So of course I've gone through this very, very quickly because we're just here in a YouTube video. This is the kind of thing that we teach in detail to our own coaching clients. If you're watching this right now and you sell courses or high ticket coaching or services of any kind, and you are taking enrollment calls or you would like to, we actually have a coaching program that walks you through the entire thing. Not only how to go and find the right people for your offer, but how to then get them through a sales process that makes sure that they're on the phone ready and primed to hear about your offer. And then we teach you the phone script in detail so that you can be closing sales left, right, and center. We've had students that have gone through this process from complete scratch and now doing $20,000 a day on some days. So it's really cool. If you want to hear about that, there's a link in the description box or the top comment to where you can see what our coaching is about. And if it's a good fit for you, then you can jump on a call like this with one of members of my team, and we can talk through your business and see if it's a good fit. So go ahead and take advantage of that. Hopefully this video was helpful for you and you picked up on something. Let me know in the comments box which one of these 6 you're already doing right now, and which one you know you need to add into your method going forward. I'd love to hear about that. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do that. Turn on the bell notification so you're notified of all of our future videos, and make sure to like and comment on this video. It really helps with the engagement, which also helps me and my team feel encouraged to make more content like this for you. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you in a future video.